And welcome to the post-game show. I'm the coach, Dick Cox, joined by Carlos Smith. Hornets been on the road for a long time, come home, but there's no magic here at home as they bled for a good portion of this game. But Brooklyn, and should I say, as in Brooke Lopez, Brooklyn, come in and get a huge win with tremendous playoff implications here tonight, though. The Nets take a 91-88 win over the home team.
Yeah, and this was a big game for both of these teams. You know, Charlotte, if they would have won this game tonight, they would have pretty much had the upper hand on Brooklyn. But now that they're both 30 and 40, so both got the same record right now. It's getting a lot closer now with Brooklyn winning this game. But like you said, Brooke Lopez really carried these guys to the finish line. And the other guys chipped in, but overall he was the one who pretty much led the way for him. So give him a lot of credit.
How important was this game? Well, I'll tell you how important it was. If the Hornets could have found a way to win, they'd have been 2 up on Brooklyn with 12 to go. Now they're dead even. I don't know right now. I haven't looked on who officially has the tiebreaker in this situation, though. But, you know, I thought Coach Clifford made a good point. He said this is a man's game. And he said right now, basically his team did not do the things that a man would do to win the game, that they lost their focus. They worried about officials' calls for a 4-minute spurt in the third quarter. And again, you know, I've had a lot of people talk about, does this team have the toughness and does it have the heart to win to get in the playoffs? I don't know. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, like you said, Coach Clifford was really frustrated in the interview. And like you said, that 3-4 minute stretch where the players were complaining about not getting calls. And, you know, a lot of times it's games like that where you don't get the calls, but you still got to play through. You can't worry about the referees not letting referees get calls that you need or whatever. You just got to keep playing through it. And sometimes like that, I think they kind of threw those guys off. And also, right at the beginning of the fourth quarter, we were talking about the lineup that he had in with Max Seal and Bismack Biyombo. So those guys really didn't have a lot of offense out there, so they kind of played into them getting down a little bit, but they still try to find a way to win. But like you said, pretty much like Coach Clifford said, that 3 to 4 minute stretch where they were complaining about not getting called, it kind of pretty much hurt them in the end.
Well, he's frustrated. Well, there was 15,091 fans sitting in the stands that feel the exact same way right now. They're very frustrated with his team. That, you know, it's an opportunity where they can win it, because from here on out, they're playing the people they're in here mix, but they cannot suck it up and find a way to win. Basically is what it is right now, though. You know, this is when you got to forget those nagging injuries that you've got. You got to forget about the other things going on. The real, like he said, the real men step up right now. And again, there's some questions right now. Is this team tough enough to get the job done? I can't answer that question.
I can't either. It's up to those guys to figure out what they want to do right now, because it's not going to get any easier. You got Washington tomorrow, and then Saturday you got Atlanta, the #1 team in the Eastern Conference, coming in. So, and then after that, you still got a lot of other teams in the Eastern Conference that they got to play and contending for that 8 seed. So these guys still on the outside looking in, and they got to get it together, because if they don't suck it up and play tough, they'll be sitting at home at the end of the season.
Well, you know, the odds are against them winning another game this week. They got to go to Washington and play at Washington, a very tough game right now. This team is not playing good basketball right now. They're not playing good like they were at stretches right now. They're playing in spurts. You can't play in spurts right now. You can do that at the beginning of the season. You can do it at the middle of the season. This is when you need to be playing your basketballs. Best basketball in point blank right now. The Charlotte Hornets are not playing good basketball, and as a result, they've lost 7 out of 9.
Yeah, they're playing pretty bad. And, you know, like you said, towards the end of the season when you should be playing your best basketball, but pretty much it's been the story of the season all season long, though, with injuries, and then they'll get on a roll and win a few games, and then after that, they'll end up dropping another 3, 4, 5 games in a row. It's been so inconsistent this year, and now they stringing together another losing streak again, and the way it's going, it may be another streak, and it may be another while before they win another game. But these guys gotta tough it out and just keep going and try to get these other guys healthy as well, and figure out another rotation or something. Because some of these, maybe you need to put in Jeffrey Taylor like you talked about, because right now Lance Stevenson, one of the guys I really supported for a while, he's giving them nothing really, and it's disappointing. So maybe they need to try to change the rotation as well.
Well, I mean, you're looking at right now, Coach Clifford talked about the 4-minute stretch in the third period costing the ball game. Well, let's look at who's in the game at that point. Your 2 post players are 2 budding all-stars with Jason Maxiell and Bismack Biyombo, and you throw in Lance Stevenson, who I thought should have been traded over a month ago because the guy has done nothing to help this team. He cannot shoot. If you left him out there all day, he couldn't shoot. Combined, those three guys were 1 out of 14 from the floor, and that's when we go from 6 up or 8 up to 6 down. It doesn't take an Einstein to figure out what the problem is. The right people were not on the court. You had two potential scorers in Mo Williams and Gerald Henderson. Well, what do? The net's locked down on them, though, but you can't expect to do anything when you've got three guys on the floor that couldn't score if you left them out there by themselves.
Yeah, that's something I really never understood, because those guys really, when you put Maxfield and Bismack Biyombo in at the same time, you really can't expect those guys to score for you. And then Lance Stevenson, like you said, he's been off all season long, so when you put all three of those guys out there, it's really putting a lot of pressure on the other guys to try to get those guys involved and score for their own selves. So that's part of the reason they also took off with, and none of those guys could stop Brook Lopez all night long. So it played a big part in those guys building on to their lead.
Well, you talk about, Coach Clifford talks about, well, our team's tired. That's an excuse. Our team's tired. Well, your team's going to continue to be tired when you're digging holes, putting those guys in the game right there. I know you've got to give the guys a blow, but I looked at it this way. They gave Brook Lopez a 3-minute blow is all he got in the second half. They took him out at the end of the fourth quarter. They put him back in at the 9-minute mark because they understand this is a crucial game. Well, maybe the Hornets need to realize you can what if, but you're running out of what ifs right now, though. You know, Brooklyn did what they needed to do to win the game. Charlotte's going to have to learn from that and get their butts in gear, or all of the people that have ordered playoff tickets, myself included on this, will be getting a refund.
Absolutely. And like you said, think about it, everybody's tired at this point in the season. Everybody has to play 82 games. Everybody has to go through the same thing. Everybody's dealing with injuries. A lot of guys banged up for other teams, but pretty much it's coming down to who wants it more. And if not, these guys will be sitting at home, because Brooklyn showed a lot of heart tonight. They fought, they played tough all night long. Darren Williams and Joe Johnson didn't even have their best games, but they still did the small things to help their team get a win, and they never gave up. So they really showing a lot of toughness right now, still wanting to get into the playoffs. And right now, Charlotte's got to go out and finish strong the rest of the season with only 12 games left, because they need to show that they really, really want to make it, because if not, I don't see them making it, getting in right now to where they're playing.
I don't see that heart and desire and fire like they had last year when they had not made the playoffs in a long time and were scratching and clawing. I can't think they keep looking, we still got some games left. Well, you can't do that. You've got to lay all your cards on the table. You got to lay it on the line right now. It's got to mean something to you, and you got to reach for it. This is a stretch run. You've got the people coming up that you are battling with. You got to get it done. And when you've got one of them coming to your house, this is unacceptable to lose to them, to Brooklyn here. You've got to hold home court right now if you want to have any chance at all. If not, mail it in, be a team that's going to make it in the draft right there, though, or whatever, though. But, and I go back to what I felt like before trade deadline. This team should have made some kind of move to have brought in another post player at this point. There were some that were out there available. Yes, good move in bringing in Mo Williams and all, but should have made some kind of move to give people like Big Al, who has had injury problems all year long. Cody Zeller, we don't know when or if he's going to play again this year, though. But you cannot put a Bismack Biyombo and put in a Jason Maxiell with playoff hopes on the line and expect to win.
Yeah, and like we said, with Lance Stevenson, we thought he may have been the guy that would have been on the move to get another post player.
Should have.
Yeah, and now he's still here, and the team's pretty much still the same. You got Mo Williams. He can only help so much. He's another good guard to help him out, but they still needed somebody else down low to help out Big Al. And Coach was saying earlier that in the post-game interview that Big Al still trying to tough it out. He's still hurt right now. And then now with Cody being out, no telling how long he's going to be out, that puts even more pressure on Big Al to come out and produce every night. So it's just a lot going on with this team, and they just got to figure out something and try to get some other guys involved, because some of the starters are struggling right now, and the bench has got to give them some help as well.
So, not a good story here from Time Warner Arena tonight. You can tell, as a coach, I am extremely frustrated right now. This team should be a playoff team. Not the right necessary moves were made to put them in position as far as personnel. Right now, though, they have battled. They have done what they need to do. But now you got to suck it up. You got to find a way to win. It's crunch time. 12 games left. Don't know how the other teams did tonight, though, but we do know that the Hornets are now tied with Brooklyn. Now, they both are 30 and 40, though. But, again, the Hornets still have a chance. They've got to play at Washington tomorrow. They got the Atlanta Hawks. They got the Boston Celtics coming here next Monday. Those are some teams they're still competing with, though. But you can't have mental lapses anymore, like Coach Clifford said. You got to play focus for 48 minutes if you want to make the playoffs.
Absolutely. And from this point on, there's no more excuses. All the teams are dealing with the same issues. Everybody's battling and fighting and trying to get into the playoffs. It's just right now, I believe the only key to the rest of the season is who wants some more. Because from now on, pretty much all the teams in the Eastern Conference, they played them already. They know how they play. They've seen these guys compete against each other and everything. So pretty much right now, it's going to come down to who wants some more for those last 12 games, and whoever wants some more make it to the playoffs.
Hornets fans have asked me the question, has this team got the physical and mental toughness, and do they have the heart to get it done? I can't answer that question. Only you can, and you got 12 games to answer it. He's Carlos Smith. I'm the coach, Dick Cox. Not a happy night tonight, live from the Hive. We'll be back with you Saturday night when the Atlanta Hawks come to town. Until then, have a good week, everybody.